Thank you again from our AI DJ for that wonderful lead-in. This is DNB's Park Talk Radio. This is B talking. Bill, you can call me. I've been told we've not been doing a great job of introducing ourselves, D. And I got Dave over here, my excellent co-host. How you doing tonight, this fine leap day, Dave?
Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
I always love that part at the end of Shrek 1 when Donkey fucks a dragon. That's the best part of the movie.
Oh, that creeped me out. That movie has so many adult connotations. Like the first time Donkey meets Dragon and he's like, "Oh, that's not my tail." Or something like that. And right. He's talking about his dick. He's talking about his dick. That's for kids. As a kid in theaters, I didn't realize that.
Donkey Dong. And in 2004, it was just uncanny crazy with the CGI. And you're just looking at these dronkies. And all you have to think is about of the logistics of this donkey either riding or mounting a dragon.
Gonna say, as a kid, I did not think about that.
You didn't take on your Etch-a-Sketch or your like little stencil rip-up paper. We have that plastic sheet and you can write down in the plastic and you rip it up and it erases. Just of the logistical A plus B. Here's donkey plus dragon and it smashes and there's a dick and then there's dronky things popping out.
So this has kind of ruined the old Shrek 4D attraction for me now. You know, at the end when the dragon sneezes on you, is that really snot or is she spitting donkey's load in your face?
Don't stop. It's two minutes in. What are you doing?
You started this.
I was trying to introduce ourselves based on feedback from our shows that.
And you started talking about a donkey fucking a dragon.
Bill. Well, you said Shrek. And we do have some Shrek news tonight for our faithful listeners. Thank you again for checking us out. Episode 5 here, recorded on Leap Day, February 29th. We got an excellent show for you tonight. We're going to catch up on some stuff from last week. Big news segment coming up. Not a big rock topic, but a lot of news coming through. And I'll be actually flying up to the Panhandle, go visit my good friend Dave. So we're going to record a little early next week. And the show released on our same weekly schedule of a Monday drop, though news might be a little wonky. We'll post in the group as we go along and make sure you still get the good news and the good updates. Again, follow us on Facebook. Join the group, like the page, Park Talk Radio. Send us an email, parktalkradio@gmail.com. And also voicemails, text messages, and everything in between, 407-490-2220. We love to have more than just spam hit our inbox. So let us have it, and whatever it may be. Otherwise, I've already been threatened that a drunk Dave from PTR is going to hit us with something quite nasty.
Oh, if we don't start getting voicemails and text messages, I'm going to start drunk calling the voicemail, and that's not pretty when I do that. So, come on, start leaving us some stuff.
Better than you walking up to listeners' homes, banging on their door at 4 a.m. saying, "Give me a fucking voice message," and you're already recording at them.
That's fine. I'll do that. I'll fly to Paris to fuck with our Paris listeners.
Oh, yeah, our listenership, majority United States. We have one in Bahrain, which we know who that is. Thank you for listening out there, buddy. Appreciate it. Love you. And then our second largest market is French listeners. So, hey, don't make us come out there. Don't make us make you record something.
So for Francais, I don't know what the fuck that was.
We're at 0. Fantastic work. I'm so glad we talked about it. But yeah, we're number one AI podcast, number one French podcast here at Park Talk Radio.
Yep, you heard that first. We're the number one podcast in France.
Number one podcast, full stop. So as we were talking about,
we probably lost those France listeners when we talked about the Eiffel Tower having Peyronie's disease. So.
Well, they don't like their baguettes being attributed as curved or having any sort of curvature. Hello, my dick is curved.
Oh, geez. Okay.
You warned me.
Sorry.
I told you I was having a good time earlier with my partner. Having a little bit of, we just saw Dune Part 2 at Disney Springs, which has been a great time. Then we went to Stargazers, which is the bar right below Planet Hollywood. They have a delicious, delightful happy hour, 4 to 7 p.m. every single day of the week. Monday or Sunday through Saturday. $5 draft beers, $5 wells, $8 doubles. Get you where you're going. And then we went to Edison, got a little bit of food, a little bit of nosh, and a couple more drinks. And our good buddy Talon there, part of the Day Drinkers Club. Excellent espresso martini, followed by a bomb-ass tiki drink, which puts you right in the right place. And if you're like me and you don't eat during the day, you're cruising, man. And I told Dave this. He said, well, I'm drinking at dinner.
Oh, I haven't stopped.
Yeah. Absolutely not. So we have a big show again today, big news, not so much on a solid topic. We're going to save that for our next show. And I'll tease it right now. It's going to be that new Disney fantasy section out there at Tokyo. Big giant reveals, new lands, new attractions, and especially the restaurants, which they have a whole Peter Pan restaurant. Looks amazing. Though tonight, we're going to start off with a little bit of catch up from last week. And with that, we talked about Mel's Drive-In at Universal Studios Orlando, Florida, having a comeback. And it's been closed since July 2023. We've been waiting on it to come back. It was closed all through Horror Nights, very surprised, and closed all through the holidays featuring Macy's at Universal Florida. Again, surprised. You'd have thought they would have opened up during these high-profile, high-traffic seasons, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
And normally Mel's is a huge stop, and I think we talked on a previous show, I would always go there with my dad during Horror Nights and grab a burger. Closed.
The only time, like I said, the only time I've eaten there in years, and actually I ate there in 2020 during, right after the COVID reopened, because everything else was 2-hour-long waits to get into, so I had to eat at Mel's, but I did not enjoy it, so.
Well, I don't know if you're going to enjoy it anymore. Previous episode, we talked about Circus McGurkus reopening over in Seuss Landing, Islands of Adventure, Orlando, Florida. Great new menu, looks pretty good. We gave our quick view and review on it. Mel's Drive-In is now officially reopened at Universal Studios Florida, USF. And we have the full menu. We gave a little bit of what you could see through the window before they opened up. It was a little blurry. For now, we have the update. And I'm going to run through these again, just like Circus McGurkus, Dave, okay? You can give me a yes or no, and we'll go from there. I'll give you the
Sounds
item.
Good to me.
We'll give you the item name, a brief overview, and the price, okay? So they have brand new shakes. Looks like they have a brand new way to make these. They have a new shake machine. They're all $6.99, $7 sock hoppin' shakes. They look much better than the previous Mel's Drive-In shake, which used to be basically soft serve into a paper cup, and you try to suck that through a plain plastic straw, you ain't getting shit. You gotta get a spoon. You might as well just be eating ice cream. It's not a shake from the 50s. It's not a delicious malt beverage.
No, that they were the generic shakes that were at every quick serve restaurant that you could upgrade your meal to.
Right. And it wasn't anything special. I mean, usually like $2. If you get the meal, it's a $13 meal, burger, fry, drink, $2 extra to get you the shake. Now, as you know, everything is getting blasted up. Costs a little bit more. Sock hoppin' shakes at the newly renovated Mel's Drive-In. $6.99, $7. You're talking about $7.25 once you're done with the tax. They got vanilla, which is new and improved vanilla. It's a plain vanilla shake, cherry, whipped cream. They also have topped with looks like maybe some nuts. Nothing like more than nuts and cream. You can attest.
Yeah, I was lost till you said nuts.
I'm back in. Actually, I'm sorry. It's the official terminology is whipped cream, cherry on top of the vanilla shake with a cake-like crumble.
And you lost me.
Yep. But they do have a thicker straw now, so you can do your full suction ability, which you're a good sucker. And I've seen you suck. I've felt you suck. And you suck well.
Thanks.
Thanks.
This
You can
means
suck
a
the
lot.
cherry up.
Oh, yeah. I could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
There's some people... There's people attesting you could skip Toothsome, which is Toothsome's Chocolate Emporium out there on City Walk at both Universal Hollywood and Universal Florida. You could actually skip the delicious milkshake there where you get a take-home collectible cup and just go to Mel's, which yet to be seen. I don't know. I'll say Toothsome Chocolate Emporium shake is about, what, $12, $13? This one's only $7.
I'm not a huge sweets guy. I've only ever craved a Toothsome shake one time. And it was when my wife was pregnant and we were staying at Royal Pacific. We headed out of the room at probably about 8:45. We're like, hey, let's take the kids to City Walk, get a Toothsome shake. Yeah. And we got there a couple minutes after 9, and they still had the candy shop open, but they had shut down the shake service. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's
wasn't the restaurant still open?
Restaurant was still open, but they shut down
so they're
the
still
shakes.
Serving shakes to somebody.
It was ridiculous. Actually, no. I think the restaurant was closing. It may have been closer to 10 p.m. I don't
it's
remember
8 o'clock,
exactly.
It's 10 o'clock. I'm just trying to suck some white stuff in my mouth. Come on.
I wanted the strawberry cheesecake milkshake, and I didn't get it, and I was pissed. But
maybe
we did end up getting a lot of sweets and truffles, and we got a lot of candy.
Sure, the macaroni.
Yeah, we got a lot of candy. And my God, that was one of the worst nights I've ever spent at a Universal Orlando Resort Hotel.
Well,
ever.
Why? Because there's candy?
Well, no. Apparently, if you go eat at Toothsome's, it makes your room smell like shit. Oh, wait. No, my wife was pregnant, and don't ever give her sweets when she's pregnant because she blows up the damn hotel room with her ass.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have gotten her pregnant.
Or just not gotten her sweets.
One of them seems way easier and way cheaper. You pick which one. You pick which one. So they got a chocolate shake, same deal. Chocolate shake has chocolate syrup in there, some cookie crumbles on top, and then a strawberry shake. Your classic Neapolitan deal. Strawberry shortcake though, it's strawberry syrup, and on top some cake crumbles once again. All right, moving on. Mel's Famous Burger. If you were there, and I know you were there, Dave, if you were there, listeners, at Halloween Horror Nights 32 last year, at the pop-up stand by the Lagoon, which they call Gramercy Park, they had Mel's Famous Burger. It's the same exact burger they had at that stand that they do now back in the renovated Mel's. Beef patty, cheddar cheese, pickles, secret sauce, which is Thousand Island, lettuce, tomato, toasted sesame seed bun with some fries. $13, yay or nay?
Nay. If I'm going to the parks, I usually avoid a burger. If I have to have a burger, I'm going to get a Krusty Burger.
Yep.
Even though they
disappointing for years now.
For years. Yep.
Too much bread. Next up,
but the small pickle saves it.
The gherkin. Put that gherkin right in your cheek. I'm going to cheek your gherkin, and you're going to feel good. $15, Dave. Big Bopper Burger. Beef patty, cheddar cheese, 2 strips of bacon, onion ring, barbecue sauce, side of fries.
Negative. Barbecue does not belong on a burger.
Was not no good. I agree with that. Barbecue belongs on
barbecue.
Many other things. Barbecue. Chili cheese hot dog, $11. Quarter-pound hot dog, sliced, grilled with chopped onions, chili cheese, poppy seed bun, side of fries.
That's a maybe.
It does.
That's if I'm feeling it.
The visual looks rough because the onions are not grilled; they are raw, chopped up on top.
I like raw onions. I don't like grilled onions. So
they're just getting unripe onion. Then they got a vegan.
That's still a maybe.
Vegan field roast chili dog, $11. 3B chili with lentils. Hominy. I don't know. Chopped onions, vegan cheddar cheese, poppy seed bun, vegan chili on top. Side of onion rings, which I guess are vegan. Crispy chicken fingers. Mel's Drive-In reopening. $12.50. Looks like you get it 4 chicken fingers, side of fries. You can get barbecue or honey mustard. Ranch is $1 extra. Yay or nay?
There's two types of people in this world that eat chicken fingers. You're either a juvenile or a pussy.
What are you then?
That's all I have to say about it.
Okay. Let us know what you are, because chicken fingers are the best thing on the menu here.
Be a grown man. Be a grown man. Eat real food.
Propagating that. We're not propagating
Sorry.
toxic masculinity. Relax.
I just these
$13 crispy chicken sandwich, head bread and chicken breast with lettuce, tomato, avocado ranch on a sesame seed bun, side of fries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, huh? Grilled chicken sandwich, $13, same deal, but it's grilled instead of fried.
No,
it looks awful.
I'm just not a. You can really mess up a grilled chicken sandwich very easily.
Well, you need that nice crispy, not crispy to where you think like, oh, this could have been fried, but I like that it's not. I like that it's grilled.
It's got to be juicy.
Full of flavor, not overcooked, not dry. $14, vegetarian California Cobb salad. They got 3 different versions. There's a vegetarian, a grilled chicken, and a crispy chicken. They all have lettuce. The one with the vegetarian one does not have bacon, of course, but the other 2 have bacon, chicken, green onions, egg, tomato, blue cheese, avocado ranch on the side.
Yes on the grilled chicken one, no on the others.
You're gonna pay $14.
No. Yes on the fried chicken. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I like fried chicken on
And
salad.
then for dessert, besides the $7 shakes, we have $5 pie, strawberry lemon, cookies and cream, apple pie. And apple pie has an a la mode option for 50 cents.
That's all a no for me. I only like pie for one reason, and I can't do that in public. So,
Hair pie is the only pie my man eats.
oh, jeez.
They also have onion rings for $6, French fries for $5, chili cheese fries for $7, vegan chili cheese for $7. Hey, it's good that we have options, right, for vegetarians and vegans. It's good you're paying a little extra. No?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean,
hard pass. All right.
People need
We
to
heard
eat.
it here first. We hate vegetarians. We hate vegans. Get the hell out of our show. Full AI, full France. The French hate vegans. We love France. Eiffel Tower curvature. You're welcome.
oh, jeez.
All right. Jumping into news, Dave. We spent way too long on goddamn Mel's Drive-In. It's not even good as Circus McGurkus. Though I'm sure you and I will go there soon enough. Oh, as is tradition, where we spend a little bit longer than on something that you might not care about. Though I'm sure you all care about that. No park reviews this week, though I will tell you as a teaser, I'll be going this Sunday. Again, recording on Thursday, February 29th. I'll be going Sunday to the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. That opened up just yesterday, February 28th. I'll be heading out there with my partner. You'll see her, Brennan. She's our producer, editor, and she also does a lot of the social media. And I'll be out there with my ma. We'll do some footage. We're going to test out our brand new Osmos gimbal, getting some great content. And we'll talk about that on next recording for Flower and Garden. You ever been to Flower and Garden, Dave?
I've been to a couple festivals. I cannot remember which ones I've been to. Let's see.
That means you had a good time.
Oh yeah. No, I think Festival of the Arts and Food and Wine are the only 2 that I've been to.
Gotcha.
Because I did the Festival of the Arts one when I was down there in January or February, and then I did twice, and then I've done Food and Wine when I've been down there in September timeframe. So
Heard.
that's food. That's Food and Wine, right?
Food and Wine runs like mid-summer through November, typically.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, yeah.
All right, first news story of the night. It's our big one. This is probably the biggest one of the evening. DreamWorks Land area announcement. Universal Studios Florida over at the old Kids Zone area. Dave, this was your submission. You want to start us off with that?
Yep. So they have kind of released what we will be experiencing at the DreamWorks Land, and they have rethemed the Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone coaster at Universal Studios Florida into the Trolls Troller Coaster, which was already known through permits and stuff like that.
Right.
But we did not know the the logistics. The logistics of the ride are guests will ride on a catter bus while avoiding evil spiders on this Vekoma Junior coaster. Same layout, just a repaint and a retheme.
Vekoma's pretty significant coaster manufacturer. They're a big deal.
They are, and those coasters are a lot of fun, even for adults. But they're just so short. You know.
Can you name any other Vekomas?
I'm pretty sure that Flight of the Hippogriff
is Vekoma,
aka the Fanciful Unicorn, is Vekoma. I'm pretty sure the Barnstormer is Vekoma.
Fantastic Flying Unicorn, Dave.
What did I say?
I don't know. Fanciful.
Oh, okay. Same thing. Fanciful and flying mean the same thing.
Flying Unicorn, and then the Flight of the Hippogriff replaced it over there in Hogsmeade, Universal, Hollywood, Japan, and... Well, no, it only replaced Flying Unicorn and Universal Islands of Adventure. Hollywood and Japan made it a initial staple.
Well, whatever. It's the Fanciful Unicorn. I'm sure that and Barnstormer are all Vekoma coasters.
Right. I have not. So I've not watched any of the Trolls movies. There's 3 or 4 of them now.
I've seen the first one. I believe there are 2 that have been released, and I believe there's another one coming out.
Well, you have Trolls 2, Trolls, the boy band one that just came out. So there's at least 3.
Yeah.
There's at least 3. There might be 4. You should
there's
kids.
There's 3, and then there's a TV series as well.
Okay. And what's a catterbus? Can you expand upon that? Do you know?
I've never seen a catterbus in any of the Trolls movies. From Universal released concept art, it's caterpillar. You're on a caterpillar.
Well, it makes 100% sense. And if you want to see this concept art, you can also follow us again, Facebook page, Facebook group, Park Talk Radio. We've already posted this earlier today because when it released. So you have Trolls, Troller Coaster. You have all those fun guys and escaping evil spiders. Cool. And looks like there's some other stuff in the Trolls area.
There will also be included in the section a Poppy's Playground, which Poppy is the main character if you don't watch the Troll movies, voiced by Anna Kendrick. It's a shaded toddler play area under a 20-foot mushroom.
That must have been what everyone thought was a flat ride.
Yep, that might be it. That might be the 20-foot mushroom. That's probably the structure for the 20-foot mushroom. If you weren't aware, there were rumors that were leaked that there was a structure that people assumed was another new flat ride coming to the DreamWorks area, but it was shaped kind of like a mushroom. So I'm assuming that's what people were seeing and thinking.
The Trolls section of this particular DreamWorks land. Hey, must feel pretty fucking stupid to speculate and rumor certain things like that, right? Huh.
Yeah. That's why we don't speculate here.
That's what I was saying, Dave. Maybe if you were like a really cool, contemporary, cutting-edge show where you just talk news and facts. Huh. Astounding.
And you told it like it is.
I'm just joking my horn, man. Also,
Trolls Treats, which is an ice cream stand, and it sounds delicious. You give me yay or nays on these. There's no prices, obviously, but you give me your yay or nay. There's going to be an ice cream stand serving pink lemonade flavored Poppylicious Pink.
Nay.
Nay? I'd say yay.
I don't eat desserts, my friend.
I've always wanted to taste Poppy. Troll's supposed to taste good.
These are ice cream things? Like
these are ice creams.
Are they you think they're going to be similar? Do you think? Are they going to be similar to the Minion Pops in Minion Land at Universal?
If I had to speculate, I would say probably so. Either that or some sort of a frozen drink
or a
frozen. I'd say kind of like a slushy.
They don't do hard pack ice cream except at Fortescue's and
Florian Fortescue's.
Yes,
but I'm thinking from the sounds of the names of the ice creams, it sounds more like a kind of like a slushy. Frozen pink lemonade.
Ice cream
and the second one is Huckleberry flavored Brozone Berry.
The only Huckleberry I know was Huckleberry Finn, and that was not a kind individual.
Nah. And there will also be a High Five Hideaway retail store.
Oh, wow. They're really packing this up. If you're not familiar, Kids Zone was right by the ET attraction, and in there you had like a pop-up, a hard stand that had pretzels, popcorn, and soda. You had the Barney show and meet and greet. You had the Curious George ball blaster area plus water attraction, and they had the the Woody Woodpecker roller coaster, kids roller coaster, young guest roller coaster, and the Fievel Goes West, Fievel's Wonderland interactive attraction plus water features. And this is what DreamWorks Land is replacing. So we have the retail location, which they'll probably put that, I would say where the old Barney retail was.
I'm not sure if it's a Trolls retail location.
The same area,
that might make sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking where the Barney store was.
Okay.
Because that's kind of right there by the roller coaster. So, also we have the former Curious George play area, RIP, is becoming Poe's Kung Fu training camp. So from the concept art,
where I can shoot kids in the head.
That's why I said RIP. That was the best place to go. For those unfamiliar with it, they had a Curious George area where you could go in, and they had compressed air ball guns.
2 stories.
Where you could go pick up 2 stories. You go pick up these foam balls, and you could just load up the compressed air guns and just boom, 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 act like you were back in Vietnam, spraying and praying, hoping you drilled a kid right in the head. But
hold on. Let's move back real quick. Hope we drill a kid in the head. You're on a list.
I mean, it was a good time.
You're on 2 lists. What are you doing?
Hey, it's fine.
It was
it's
good.
fine.
You can't say it felt good. You have
nothing
deniable
new.
plausibility, man.
So moving on, with the Kung Fu Panda area, it looks very similar to the Curious George water feature area that was there. 2 stories with a water dump bucket.
Was
it
the
looks
dump
like
bucket there with Curious George. I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was a dump bucket for Curious George.
Okay.
There was a dump bucket, and in the 2000 vacation planning video that Universal released, one of the kids talks about Curious George area, and he says, "Be careful, or you might get wet." And the dump bucket dumps over and dumps all over him. So yeah, it was there. Irrefutable proof it was there.
I'm reading through the press release as well that the storyline is you're helping Poe, the titular Kung Fu Panda, help him and his family wash and dry their laundry with these water cannons, so you may be able to get other guests wet and giggity.
I have done that before. It's great to watch people walking through with their kids, and you just load up that water cannon and just spray the hell out of them.
There's an interactive gong. There's also going to be an oversized merry-go-round noodle bowls on the first floor. So there is maybe a flat ride, though not the one they were speculating about.
From the concept art, it doesn't appear to be a flat ride. I wouldn't assume it is. I'd assume
small ride vehicles that don't physically move, but you can spin them, right?
So to me, so this area, I'm assuming that they're looking at the concept art. It's the same exact setup as the Curious George play area was. So I'm assuming
not demolished, or it was a maybe added to or
yeah. So there's no way to put a flat ride in there logistically. So obviously I'm pretty sure these are just going to be, if you ever go to your local playground and you get on one of those merry-go-rounds that you can spin around and around and get sick, I'm sure it is like a stationary teacup is what I'm assuming it's going to be.
Okay, so like Storm Force or Mad Hatter's teacup, except it's not an actual ride vehicle. You can just sit down stationary and you spin in the one spot.
If I had to bet on it, that would be my bet.
And you're looking at the concept art, I'm seeing maybe 4 of these
4
stationary vehicles.
I think I see 4. Yeah.
So we'll be lucky to get 4.
So
I'm also seeing here
the
Dave, a Poe live!
yes,
Exclamation point. What is that?
so it is a digital interactive meet and greet experience. So you're looking along the lines of Turtle Talk with Crush, or something like Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, where you can go meet and greet with a digital version of Poe.
That makes me think they're going to transform the Barney building into a DreamWorks Land multi-sensory experience where you have the shop, you have the Poe Live, you have something from the Shrek thing, which this is the next piece you're going to get to. I don't know, man. Turtle Talk with Crush is what? I've never seen a line for it lately. It was good in the beginning and it was exciting. You and I actually know a number of people who voiced Crush.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. I have not heard a darn thing about it. This is great for kids. And to have an interactive thing, and it's going to be good. Kung Fu Panda 4 releases next weekend, March 8th.
I believe it's called Kung Fu Panda and the Pick of Destiny, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. Kyle Gass has a solo with the Kung Fu Devil, which is pretty rad.
Little fun fact, one of my favorite movies. Did you know that the devil is completely played by Dave Grohl of Nirvana and the Foo Fighters?
Holy I did not.
It is. The devil is Dave Grohl.
The devil is Dave Grohl. Don't go to bed. You'll see Dave Grohl in your dreams.
Okay. All right. So, I think it'll be
Poe Live, right? So it's interactive. It's going to be a voice actor. Sorry, not Safe for Magic as a headliner. This whole show isn't. Though you have a voice actor behind the scenes who has a visual camera. There'll be a digital representation of Poe on a screen, and they'll interact and move and say according to what the actor says in the background. And they can live interact with kids and adults, yeah?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. And
to infer, not speculate, not rumor. The press release says digital interactive meet and greet experience. We don't know many of those besides Turtle Talk with Crush. And you could also liken it to the magical fountain over in Lost Continent, Islands of Adventure,
which is a blast.
It's my favorite thing. I've always dreamed that I'd be the fountain guy.
Yeah, and actually, certain people that played the Mystical Fountain also played Turtle Talk with Crush.
I always thought as a kid that the fountain person was inside the fountain.
Inside the fountain. Because
you can see, if you go behind, so in Islands of Adventure, Universal, Florida, if you walk behind this magical fountain in Lost Continent that's situated in front of the former Sinbad 8th Voyage stage show that's no longer available, it's defunct. If you walk in the back, you see like what looks like a door. And I'm like, oh man, there's someone in there. And they're just getting soaking wet as they spray me down, my little kid body. I don't know what jollies they got off on, but they were spraying my juveniles. I always thought they were in there. Become an adult. I know where they are now. I know where they sit. Maybe one day, Dave, we'll do a whole super behind the scenes, not safe for magic, not safe for little ears show. Talk about the real behind the scenes.
I like that.
All right.
That sounds good to me.
All right. Let's do the Shrek section real quick, and then we got plenty of news to bullet through here.
Yep. So the Shrek portion of the land, which can already be seen over the construction walls.
Right in front of the ETQ marquee.
Mm-hmm. So that is...
This is going to be the anchor of the land, yeah?
That's what it seems like. But it's... it just depends on what you're interested in. It all kind of seems kind of meshing together there. But you actually have Shrek's hut, Shrek's home, where you can do
overturn tree. It's a 1-to-1 replica from the movies. It looks like the goddamn tree he lives in. The hut, Shrek's hut, where he plows Fiona, where he tells Donkey to fuck off, where he has his little ogrettes and he's like, hey, Get the fuck out of my life. I wish you never existed in Shrek 4.
Yeah. So you can, so just like previously, you can do a Shrek meet and greet with Princess Fiona and Donkey.
And
there will
Shrek.
be and Shrek, obviously. There will be a Shrek swamp for little ogres, which seems to be, if you're walking into the land, ET's on your right, the hut's on straight ahead. The swamp for little ogres looks like it's going to be to the left. It's going to have 4 slides and a splash pad, along with Shrek's outhouse to explore. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but
So they're reusing some of the Fievel's Playland area with the 4 fun slides and wet play areas, but Shrek's outhouse. Come smell my shit.
oh, that's great because you sounded like Fat Bastard, voiced by the same person.
Mike, oh, come on. Oh, Donkey, I just had to rip a lot of pee into my outhouse. Fiona's not putting out. I had to drain and put my spooge into the water.
I wish we would have gotten the Shrek we were supposed to get with Chris Farley, but
Oh yeah, check out that
shit
YouTube.
happens.
All right, I'm gonna say it right here. Mark it. Let's post that YouTube link to the Chris Farley Shrek voice test.
Okay.
Good stuff there. All right, so we got a great meet and greet, and I want to go back to the meet and greet. Shrek Swamp Meet. Just like the previous 2 iterations where they had it over by Music Plaza and also in Kids Zone, it's still the interactive donkey that you have where you can talk with them, and the voice actor will converse with you, your kids, and whomever, and it will sound like Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We got what, Mama Luna?
Nope. We're gonna go back to King Harold's Swamp Symphony.
Okay, you're in a different order than I am. That's okay.
Okay.
King Harold?
Okay, yeah. King Harold's Swamp Symphony will be a collection of lily pads that guests can stomp on to trigger a frog choir. So just similar to Fievel's Playland, where there's different interactive elements throughout the land. If you're not aware, King Harold is Fiona's father that gets turned into a frog and sings Live or Let Die. Live and Let Die.
Live or Let Die.
Live and let die.
Live or
So-
die.
Finally, you have Mama Luna's Feline Fiesta. Guests can play with Mama Luna's mini cats on vivid interactive screens activated by buttons, bells, maracas, and levers, according to Universal.
I would say this is another spot that's going to be located inside the old Barney building, where you have, again, a combination of Trolls, Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, some other pieces that they have had broadcast on the construction screens, where you can interact virtually, digitally. I don't think this one's going to have an actual person or live actor participating, though it's something for you to take part in while you're waiting, maybe to talk with Poe or a piece of it. And that one's based on the success of Puss in Boots 2 Last Wish, which I can say highly recommend. Go check it out. It's on Peacock app or your other places, Yarhar, the high seas. There's one other piece I really want to touch on here, Dave, is the swamp snacks. Do you have this one?
I do have that one. And for anybody that was unaware, Mama Luna is a cat lady who owns a cat rescue sanctuary for strays and older felines. And she took in Puss in Boots. I did not know who Mama Luna was. I had not seen that portion of the Shrek series, so I wanted to share that with you guys.
Right, and they are and I would say they're Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming out. They're actively working on Shrek 5. They're going to make a Puss in Boots 3. Trolls is kicking ass. They're going to make another one. Plus, keep in mind, DreamWorks also encompasses How to Train Your Dragon, which we're getting a full How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, next year, 2025, Universal's Epic Universe. DreamWorks is doing fine. Yes, me included, I'm upset we didn't get Nintendo back there like we all, like myself and a lot of us anticipated. It's coming. Don't worry.
Well, you know, at the same time,
Sorry.
I'm sorry, you mentioned you're kind of disappointed we didn't get Nintendo back there. If this is the makeover we're getting, where they did not invest too much into it and they did not overhaul everything, I'm kind of leaning towards I'm glad it wasn't Nintendo, because people would have been upset to get a Nintendo themed land that was just an overhaul of previous attractions.
Oh yeah.
So-
Well, I think I would have thought it'd be a full raise and overhaul.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna have to do that anywhere they go. Except
Well,
for
if you
Lost
think-
Continent, because Zelda fits in so fucking perfect.
Well, they had to do, they had to do an overhaul quickly when it came to the DreamWorks land, because there's not much for kids to do, little kids to do at Universal Studios Orlando. So they had to get that back reopened as quickly
Oh,
as
yeah.
possible.
I
So-
fully understand.
So Swamp Snacks, which will serve a far waffle. So kind of going along the lines with Far Away, the land in the Shrek series.
Yep.
Far waffle, a frozen ogre, which there is no description of.
Could be anything.
It could be anything.
Let's say I would bet it's just Goose Juice from Seuss Landing rebranded.
Yeah, something along those
Which
lines.
is, if you're not unfamiliar, Goose Juice is served in Seuss Landing. It's a frozen slushy, almost like an icy beverage, green apple. It was my favorite drink as a kid.
Yep. Mm.
Yep.
And soon to appear on your Instagram feeds,
Oh,
a
100%.
Shrexel.
Oh, sorry. I hold on. Say it again, because I fucked you up. I overtalked you. I'm so sorry.
Soon to appear on your Instagram feed, a Shrexel. Which I already see this in my head. I already know what it is. 100%.
It's like Shrek's face from the hunting poster, right?
Absolutely. The drawn,
It's like a Mickey pretzel, just has the Shrek
the
ears.
drawn thing. Yep, that's
Yep,
exactly what it's
dude.
going to be. The cartoon drawing of Shrek on the wanted sign with the teeth showing and stuff. That's exactly what it's going to be. I actually was watching a video of a haunt convention where they had Jason Voorhees pretzels, and that's what made me think, okay, yeah, that's what we're getting.
Do you know how much they
So-
were charging for the Jason Voorhees pretzel?
They were $9 at the haunt convention.
Cheap.
That was a
Did they get cheese with it?
I don't, not with the pretzel. No, you didn't get cheese for the $9.
Okay, so right now at Universal Orlando, they're charging about what, $8.99, $9.99 for a pretzel. I will guarantee you, I'll take this bet, and any listeners who wants to take this bet with me, I'll give you the money. I'll send it directly to Venmo. I bet they're going to charge $12.99 with a side of cheese for the Shrexel.
I could see that.
$12.99 with the cheese.
They need to do like I'm telling you now, Universal, bank on this idea. I'll take my residuals later. You need to make the cheese like they did Heinz ketchup years ago and make the cheese green.
Oh my God. Genius. Then it's going to be
Boom.
$13.99.
Then you could paint your Shrek's face.
Well, if you're at $13.99, you might as well make it $14.99. Just make it even.
They may even throw food coloring.
Just make it $19.99 because it's $20. Fuck them.
They may even throw food coloring in the pretzel batter and make it a green waffle. I could see them doing that as well.
I say they're gonna make either the pretzel green or, like you're saying, the cheese green.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
There's going to be some sort of green in there. But yeah, that's it for our DreamWorks land.
They're gonna have green popcorn because that stand's gonna have popcorn. And for those two things you mentioned, Swamp Snacks and the Trolls ice cream stand, those are already two permanent structures that are there in that area, right? You have the ice cream stand. This is right outside the bathrooms in Kid Zone, which is, kind of catty corner to ET. That's your ice cream. That's going to be the Troll ice cream.
Which used to sell Dippin' Dots for those that aren't aware.
Right. And then you have the other one across the street, which is on the other side of the right entrance of Animal Actors, which is going to be the Swamp Snacks. Because that's
when you exit
the entrance to Kid Zone, formerly known as Kid Zone, DreamWorks Land, Swamp, Shrek Meet and Greets on your right. On the left, will be Swamp Snacks. There's your Shrexel, $19.99. Thank you for your money. Green pretzel, green cheese.
$20.69.
Nice.
Woo!
All right, DreamWorks Land in the books. Good stuff, Dave.
It's all ogre now.
All right, time to bullet through some news stories. We got plenty of news tonight, friends. That's why we know Big Rock news. Next one up, Skull Island Reign of Kong, attraction that opened up in 2016 at Islands of Adventure. Did not replace anything. It was just empty space between Toon Lagoon and Jurassic Park. They're not switching, or at least allegedly, they're testing 2D screens, which has been when this ride opened up in 2016. This was a 3D attraction. You had the new contemporary state-of-the-art 3D goggles. They called them cave goggles to part of the story. And they also had the RFID NFC built into them, so you knew when people, at least for the team members, when they were walking out with them, which means they're very expensive. And I think we've heard a bunch of numbers tossed about. Dave, help me out with here. I've heard $20 a headset, $30 a headset, $10, $5. I've heard they're all very expensive, which is why we have that, alarm go off when you're exiting these particular attractions. Those are Spider-Man with the update, Transformers, and Skull Island Reign of Kong. Do you remember how much it cost or what the numbers you heard?
So when I worked for Universal, I caught many people leaving with Spider-Man and Transformers goggles because working there, they had posted, be on the lookout for these and seize them if you see them. But they said they're very expensive, but they would not tell us the actual price. So I couldn't really give you a number on that. If I had to guess, I'm going to say $10 a pop on those,
When they first came out, yeah, they were quite expensive. And then even Universal buying them in bulk, still a pricey boy. So Skull Island Reign of Kong is testing out a 2D version. And that's
which is
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, which is kind of common nowadays, Let's see, Minion Mayhem switched from 3D to 2D. Fast and Furious in Hollywood, I'm not sure if it still is, it's still 3D for Fast and Furious Hollywood
as of last year, but they're using the
basic technology,
ones, the Muppet Vision, the old
Shrek 40.
Yeah, Shrek 40. Exactly.
Terminator
ones. The Terminator 2, Terminator 3D ones where it's a very basic one with a very thin,
which nobody cared if you stole those. I've had many glasses like those for But allegedly, I never saw this happen, and you may know more about this, Bill, but allegedly Gringotts went through a testing phase where it was not 3D.
I believe that was only for about a week. And because they didn't have the staffing, it was just an off week or whatever. I will tell you though, in Universal Hollywood, they did open up Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey in Hogsmeade with 3D, though they removed it rather quickly.
Well, a lot of rumors with that were not financial burdens, not staffing burdens, but the amount of nauseous guests that were getting off Forbidden Journey.
Understandable. That's a very momentum-driven ride on a Kuka arm robot, and you're trying to throw 3D in it, and you're moving from 3D to 2D 3D screens to actual real-life physical effects and physical realms where they have the set design. That can be jarring.
So what causes motion sickness on those attractions is when you're on an attraction. When you're on those attractions and the screen is doing one thing, but your body is not matching what the screen is doing, that's what causes your equilibrium and your brain to say, "Whoa, something's not right here." And that's what causes motion sickness. So that happens a lot on VR coasters where...
Dr. Dave here to talk about motion sickness.
Well, no, it's a theme. I don't know. The only reason I know that is because of theme parks, because it happens a lot on VR coasters. That's why VR coasters don't last, because unless you match perfectly the motion of that coaster to what you're watching on that VR headset, it's going to make your body nauseous because
you have the desync.
Your brain gets thrown for a whack.
Yeah, because you had it in Kraken at SeaWorld Orlando. You had it on I can't remember the name of it, but the mouse coaster at Legoland Florida. Both of them had VR headsets, and they did away with them within less than a year. They were gone.
And you also at Cedar Point, you had a coaster.
Yes.
But they only did. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Busch Gardens Tampa, I'm pretty sure I also had one. They also killed it real quick.
So your coaster at Cedar Point that had the VR roller coaster was a hanging coaster, and it was a milder coaster. The Iron Dragon. The Iron Dragon.
Yes.
It was a hanging coaster, kind of like the Big Bad Wolf at Busch Gardens Williamsburg before it closed down for Bolton.
Is in Sandusky, Ohio.
Sandusky, Ohio.
Right,
but
super, very value affordable. Most coasters in the world, I believe, they still have that title, and every coaster they do open has a world record setting title. And they're about to open Top Thrill Dragster 2 this summer.
So those that weren't familiar, a hanging coaster along the lines of Big Bad Wolf, which was taken over by Verbolten, is kind of a defunct style of roller coaster.
That particular one is actually gone in Williamsburg because it crashed into a tree.
Yeah, it's which was one of my favorite coasters growing up, the Big Bad Wolf.
They still have a hanging coaster of that style at Six Flags Magic Mountain, California.
Mm-hmm.
I rode it past last year. It was great. It was the Ninja or something of that sort. The queue is very outdated and not politically correct.
But anyway,
Skull Island is testing 2D functionality where they've removed the 3D projectors. They've done this for a number of reasons. When you do 3D projectors, you have to incorporate 2 different projectors onto the screen to create the 3D effect, right? You also have to have the 3D goggles, which when they are this expensive, you have to have a whole team member force to watch and look over and make sure that no one's stealing the goggles. You also need a whole full team member force, which I am one of the opening team members. I was, one of the opening team members for Skull Island Ran and Kong back in 2016. For the goggle room, you need at least 3 team members because you have one team member collecting the old goggles who have been worn by the guests. You have a second team member loading them into the cleaning machine, which is a very, very hot sanitizing machine. And I can assure you, all my listeners, that every attraction, at least at Universal, uses a very technical, hygienic, and approved cleaning machine to clean your goggles and have them onto your next guest. The third team member then collects them out of the cleaning machine with their designated gloves, which makes sure there's no contamination, and sorts them. So when you see the trays of goggles, when you come into, your Spider-Man, your Skull Island Ran and Kong, and so on, your goggles are clean, they're in order, and they're ready to go. Yeah, there's going to be some water spots, but we're turning over thousands of guests an hour. We're trying to get them out to you, also clean, efficient, and ready to go.
To me, the loss of 3D on Skull Island Ran and Kong doesn't really affect me. I ride that attraction for 2 reasons. One is the opening sequence of going outside with the flames and the giant doors. I think that's awesome when it's working.
When you're allowed to go outside.
When you're the last time I went to Universal and rode Skull Island Ran and Kong, I rode with my parents who had never ridden before because the last time they were at Universal was 2016 and Kong was like an 85-minute wait. So we decided to skip it. And maybe it was 2017 when I took them. Nevertheless, the last time I went though, I rode it. Weather was perfect, sunny, beautiful outside, and they still skipped us straight into the temple,
into the cave. So you put
into
on
the
your cave goggles immediately. I hear you. Yep.
But for me, that's one reason.
Trackless ride. They only do that because it's either inclement weather that they're tracking, and all theme parks do this. They track weather 10, 15, 20 miles out, or some of the trucks are not working, which I'm going to echo your statement, Dave. My favorite parts of the ride are the outside track, where it gets bumpy and do all these crazy turns, and there's a flame effect, and then
the same as mine. Yep, that's the only reason I ride that attraction. Yep. Yeah. It's the only reason I ride that attraction.
30-foot Kong animatronic, and if you want the best experience, sit in rows 6 or 7. on the right side, because you'll get that animatronic Kong to scream through your entire existence. You'll feel that right in your genitals.
They should have added the banana breath.
It's too serious. They said that was the reason. They said they were going back and forth. They were 50-50 all the way up till Riz said, nope, it's a serious ride. No banana breath.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it turning 2D. Fast and Furious, I wouldn't ride it at all if it was 3D. I still don't like it, but
yeah,
the fact that it's 2D makes it a little better.
Well, it's only 3D in Universal Hollywood because the entire studio tour incorporates Skull Island Ran Kong 3D and Fast and Furious Supercharged 3D. Your glasses are used, and that particular ride system uses the old style where you see in again Muppet Vision 3D, Philharmagic. What was it? The old Jimmy Neutron 3D Nicktoon Blast.
Yep.
And it's also
Hanna-Barbera was 2D.
Despicable Me Minion Mayhem no longer uses the 3D goggles either. They haven't for a number of years at this point.
Correct.
Great. All right, moving on. News. We got plenty more to blast through, and our editor said we gotta shorten these episodes up. So I'm gonna do some fast ones, then we'll go back to some longer ones. There's been demolition permits filed for the NBA Experience. If you're unfamiliar, NBA Experience is located in Disney Springs, down here in Florida. Disney Springs, if you're unfamiliar, is a conglomeration of bars, restaurants, shops, and some interactive activities brought to you by Disney. Only available either by your own vehicle or Disney Bus if you're trying to stay within the bubble. Now, NBA Experience. This sucker replaced Disney Quest. That one's been open since that was open back in the 90s. I went a couple times. It was great. You had Virtual Space Mountain. You had Virtual Jungle Cruise. A couple other rides. They had a Buzz Lightyear ride. You had to actually physically shoot balls at each other. It's not laser targets, friends. No. Physically shoot balls at each other. And it was just falling out of grace. They never updated it. They had a pinball attraction, all that crap. All right,
did you ever do the Buzz Lightyear attraction there?
Yeah, I did it. I can recall at least one time. I'm sure I've done it more than once.
So, well, let me ask you: did you have other people on the attraction with you?
Oh yeah. It was mostly a full ride.
So I'm not the only one who's shot balls at kids. I just want to go and point that out.
Oh
here. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
So the difference between you and I, friend, I was told, shoot the other targets. I'm not sitting in goddamn Curious George and just pegging kids in the throat. And you so eloquently put, I'm going to fuck them in the mouth. I heard you say it. That said, NBA Experience is now situated between the M&M Experience right now, I believe, and then CityWorks, which is a great restaurant, great bartenders. If you go over there, ask for Will. Personally vouch for him. Great dude. They've filed permits for interior-only destruction, which is the same thing when they took away Disney Quest.
Disney Quest, yeah.
Yes, Disney Quest. They did interior permit destruction. They're going to take away some stuff. They're going to rebrand it. Who knows what. They're going to probably file it out to somebody else because that's what they're doing. That's Disney Springs, files out to somebody else. You're going to have some crappy store, or let's add another cookie place or another cupcake place or another milkshake place. Though I will say Summer House, which didn't replace anything, it just sucked up some more open real estate, has been great. 3 bars plus cookie bar. They have yellow and green chartreuse. I'm a guy who likes a very fancy cocktail. Highly recommend. Any thoughts on this demolition, or can we move to the next story?
We can move on. All
right.
Couldn't
I
care.
just want to say we're thunder gunning right now. Premier Pass benefits added to the Universal Studios Orlando app. If you're unfamiliar, Universal Studios Orlando just updated their app. They included a bunch of stuff. We talked about this actually on a show or two ago, where they included the new park where you could see on the geographical map that Epic Universe will be included. They made it a lot more clearer. The land separation also on Universal Studios Orlando. So you see Main Street What's Main Street called there? By the main store, Dave.
That's Production Central.
Production Central. Thank you. Production Central, New York. You have Hollywood. You have Springfield Fast Food Boulevard. You have World Expo. And then you have London Waterfront. Same thing with the islands. Port of Entry, Seuss Landing, Lost Continent, Wizarding World, Jurassic, Toon Lagoon, Marvel Superhero Island. Does Kong have anything, or is it just Skull Island?
No, Kong is situated. It actually was supposed to be originally an expansion for Jurassic Park.
No, I understand.
So it is. It's not technically its own land, but I guess it's in its own area.
It is in the app.
I don't believe it's in its own themed land area.
Short of long, they've added the ability, which is a long time coming. This is brand new for our premier pass holders, which is the top tier pass for Universal Orlando. It gives you both parks, unlimited visits, no blackouts, plus free valet included with your ticket as long as it's not a Mardi Gras night or Horror Nights night. Also gives you express after 4 p.m. for every attraction in both parks as long as it's not a Horror Night. Now, you can ride...
And 1 time per attraction.
Yes, thank you, Dave. 1 time per attraction. And that allows you, even on Horror Nights nights, up until 5 o'clock when Universal Studios Florida closes, you can ride the Mummy with your express until 5. Now, your premier ticket also works for valet up until 6 o'clock on your valet. So you can use that for your parking while you're checking out or Universal Studios or whatever. Now, the new story here, the story of news is they finally added to your virtual app, you can show your ticket on there for your Express Pass after 4 and Horror Nights ticket, which has been inaccessible until now. Great new app, great new benefit, great new plus. I'm super excited to see what it has for Universal's Epic Universe, as well as maybe incorporating the Disability Pass, the AAP. What does that mean again, Dave? Accessibility...
Attractions Assistance Pass.
Yes, thank you. Attractions Assistance Pass. Maybe we can incorporate it into the app like they do at Disney, which is, I will say, one of the few things I will give Disney accolade to, not to be biased, though we are cognizant of how one park does a thing or another. Disney has their Attractions Accessibility Pass, the DAS, Disney Accessibility Pass, in their app, and you can reserve your rides. Universal, currently, you have to go to each individual attraction and do it physically, which is not very accessible for those who need accessibility, right?
Correct.
So I'm hoping they, incorporate something like that, or it's fully virtual, and you can do it inside the app again. Still, fully virtual, fully app-oriented. Let's have that in the future. You're doing it now,
and it would
you
completely help with those guests that need accessibility. Team members are great. Team members do a great job. They deal with a lot of BS, but there are some team members that the math does not math for them, and they do not write the correct return times down on your attractions assistant. So if that all went virtual,
them having a little fold saying, hey, if they ask at this time, you can report at this time. They have the tools there, and they just don't look. I don't understand it at all. It's really confusing to me. They have a quick math coordinator on their thing. It's not a calculator, friends. No. It's a hard sheet of laminated paper saying, if they ask at this time, give them back this time.
Yes.
Though I want to say this is a great strides in the Universal app. It used to be really bad, or less than accessible, I'd say. I still think the last leap is incorporating the Attractions Assistance Pass into the virtual app, as Disney does. And then once we have it, hey, that's the last bastion as far as I'm concerned. And I'm really confident they're going to have this resurface and launch come Epic Universe 2025. All right. Talking about Universal, back to Disney. Dave, this is going to be real quick. I'm not going to give you a whole lot of information. I don't have the prices at all. I'm just going to go through the Disney Eats Food Guide to St. Patrick's Day 2024, available starting March 1st through the 17th or March 31st. I'm going to go quick because there's a lot of stuff. I just need a yes or no. No commentary, okay?
Sound good.
Okay. Disney's 2024, we're including both East and West Coast Walt Disney World and Disneyland. Disney Resort Hotels, Disney Beach Club, we're starting off with Disney Beach Club Resort located in Disney World property, Florida. Beaches and Cream Soda Shop, we have a Mickey Shamrock Shake, mint milkshake, chocolate drizzle, shamrock sprinkles, and a specialty vanilla cupcake on top. Sounds like a lot.
That's a no.
No. All right. Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. This is the premier spa, the flagship hotel of Disney World. Gasparilla Island Grill, Irish Cream Cheesecake. Bailey's Irish Cream Cheesecake with Chantilly Cream and gold coins.
Yes.
Disney's Wilderness Lodge. We got the Roaring Fork, the restaurant name, and then the Nugget. Vanilla Bean Mousse, Stout Cake, and Salted Caramel Ganache Center.
No.
No. All right. Available at several Disney resort hotels. The Pot of Gold Mousse. It's an Irish stout cake, Irish cream mousse, and a candy rainbow.
No.
Lucky plant-based clover cake, chocolate cupcake with golden vanilla buttercream swirl and shamrock sprinkles.
No.
All right, Disney Springs. This is where the good ones are, my friends. End of the Rainbow creme brulee, available at Emirates. It's a chocolate and coffee creme brulee with Bailey's Irish cream.
Yes.
Yep. City Works Eatery and Poorhouse, Shepherd's Pie flatbreads, beef, garlic, mozzarella, potatoes, and green onion. I'm not going to read all this. Actually, I'm just going to read one.
Yes.
One thing per place. City Works Arcade, they have the Shepherd's Pie. Deluxe Burger, they have a St. Patrick's Day shake, vanilla gelato with dark caramel sauce, Irish cream, syrup, toasted marshmallow, and whipped cream, caramel, green sprinkles. Non-alcoholic.
No.
Ganachery, Irish cream ganache square, Bailey's Irish cream ganache, enrobed in milk chocolate.
Don't know what a ganache is, so no.
For that reason, I'm out.
Yeah.
Ghirardelli Soda Fountain, Mint Bliss Hot Fudge Sundae, mint chocolate chip and
No.
chocolate. All right, down. Swirls on the Water. Let's do the cold brew pistachio mocha float. Pistachio and chocolate soft serve swirled together with Joffrey's coffee, cold brew, and Bailey's Irish cream liqueur. Alcoholic.
Alcoholic, yes.
All right. Vivoli Gelato, Guinness Tiramisu, mascarpone, cream layers of Guinness soaked lady fingers.
No.
Nope. Disneyland time. West Coast. Reservoir Tavern, green stuff, mint white chocolate mousse, chocolate cake, chocolate chips, chocolate cookie crumble, shortbread cookie.
No.
Nope. Disney's Grand Californian over on the West Coast. A St. Patrick's Day donut. They have no description. It just looks like a plain glazed donut, but there's a lot of glaze. Someone really exploded glaze all over this thing. There's Lucky Charms on it.
Fuck no.
Pixar Place Hotel, Great Maple, cereal milk donut, classic vanilla yeast donut, cereal milk glazed, flavored marshmallows and gold glitter. All right, Downtown Disney. Salt and straw. They got a marshmallow ice cream.
No.
Nope. And available at various candy locations around Disneyland Resort, including Marceline's Confectionery, Trolley Treats, Bing Bong Sweet Stuff, Candy Palace, Candy's Kitchen, and Pooh Corner. We have the mint chocolate and cream cookie marshmallow wand, 3 marshmallow dipped in caramel and mint milk chocolate, then rolled in crushed cookie crumbles, drizzled with white and green chocolate.
No.
Too much shit. If I
Can
got
I-
so
can I-
many things,
can
I guess I'm fucking out.
I don't like marshmallow anyway. Can I throw something out real quick that I just think is very cool, and we haven't talked about this? You talked about Marceline. Everybody knows Marceline, Missouri is where Walt Disney's from, correct? You know that?
I know Marceline from Adventure Time, but yes, also Marceline, Missouri from Walt Disney.
So you know that Walt Disney was a huge train fanatic as well, right?
Oh yeah, that's why you have the Disney Railroad.
So my great-grandfather back in the 1930s, 1940s, early 1950s was a train conductor, and his train always went through Marceline, Missouri. So I'm under the assumption that with Walt Disney's train obsession, he probably saw my great-grandfather conducting a train driving through Marceline. Just figured that was pretty cool.
Did he have the conductor hat?
I don't really know. I never met him. So
God, man, I would pay big money for that on eBay for that ball sack conductor hat.
it was on my mom's side, but that's still pretty cool, right? My grandfather was my great grandfather was a train conductor in the train always went through Marceline, and I would bet billions that Disney would sit and watch my great grandfather drive a train. That's pretty fucking cool. I'm getting hard thinking about it.
I'm glad you're the only one.
Makes me want to sing a song.
Well, based off the absolute speculation and thought of maybe perhaps my grandfather drove a train through this area, maybe perhaps at the same time that old Walt Disney may perhaps have been there, and may perhaps he would have enjoyed it. You really think I can't imagine Walt Disney enjoying anything your family did?
You're may perhaps in a lot, but it's true fact. My great-grandfather drove trains through where Walt Disney grew up while Walt Disney was growing up, and Walt Disney was obsessed with trains. Therefore, my great-grandfather probably molested Walt Disney.
Oh my God. Is that why his head's frozen? Because he got molested too hard.
All right, let's move on because this is going nowhere. I thought you'd think that was cool, but I guess not. Maybe it's the boost.
I'll tell you so good next week how cool it is. I'm going to blow your whistle just like Walt Disney.
You know what?
Your grandfather.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to invent time travel in a phone booth, and we're going to go back by dialing a specific number in the phone booth, and we're going to watch Walt Disney watch my great-grandfather drive a train through Marceline, Missouri. And then when that happens, you must get on your knees and kiss the tip of my knee. I said kiss the tip of my knee.
Dave, you got to check out Flower and Garden next chance you get. It's a great event. It's a little bit longer than Farts Festival of the Arts.
Yep.
Has a bit more booths, a bit more opportunity. It's not quite your food and wine, but man, great stuff. I know Brennan, our producer, editor, loves it. Her mom loves it just because of the flower portion. And, it's a bit more affordable. Not the booths, rather, but the flower part. You can buy more little succulents and some take-homes relative to your art pieces that are $200 a pop.
Those festivals always get me because I indulge a little bit too much in the adult beverages, and then something in my mind says,
"You indulging too much?"
Oh yeah, non-alcoholic though, non-alcoholic.
This guy gets high on life, my friends. He just drinks that NA skis.
Those festivals really get to me because something in my pea brain says, "Hey, you just drank around the world during one of these festivals and had more drinks than you would have any other time. You should go ride Mission Space Orange." So I've had some wild nights going and riding attractions after.
You ever use that
after a festival?
So Mission Space, that is a gyro, almost a centrifuge. Very close to a realistic.
It's exactly a centrifuge.
It's a centrifuge. Yeah, very close to an astronaut training device utilized by NASA, SpaceX. Have you ever gone on the extreme version, which is Mission Space Orange? The green one is the little version. Mission Space Orange. Have you ever yacked on the ride, Dave?
I have never yaked, and this is something I was talking to somebody about the other day. When I started riding Mission Space, it was when it first opened, and they did not have less.
You didn't have an option.
Version.
You just had the one ride. Right?
You had the more intense orange version. If for those of you that don't know, you get in the capsule of the attraction. It's I think there's four other cars.
No, there's four. Oh, sorry. There's
four cars total.
4 seats, 5 cars.
5 cars total in the centrifuge, and just imagine you get enclosed, and it starts spinning violently, which pushes you down into your seat and back into your seat. It pushes you so hard that you feel like you have to cough. It feels like you were lifting off and taking off into space. The green version, the less intense version, does not spin. But for me, when I first started riding that attraction, I rode it when there was no less intense version. But
it was
the centrifuge
one ride.
The centrifuge portion, which a child version of that would be the Gravitron at your local fair. But
right, so it's spinning rapidly, and you sit upon the wall, and you're
pulling G forces. Yeah,
you're pulling G forces. You can sit against the wall. You can like maneuver your body upside down, but you're not falling to the floor, right?
Mm-hmm. Because you're spinning so fast. Yeah.
Correct. And I'm sorry to correct you, both you and me, Dave. I looked up on here on the old Google, 2.5 Gs you're pulled during Mission Space. And if you're not familiar with a G, that's the times amount of the traditional gravitational force on Earth. So Earth is a standard 1.0. On Mission Space, you're pulling 2.5, which is 2.5 times the gravity on Earth that you're feeling. And not only that, there are 4 centrifuge vehicles inside there. So you're right on that part. And there's 4 riders, and so there's 4 separate centrifuges, each with 10 capsules, 4 riders each. So they're pulling 4 giant centrifuges with 10 capsules with 4 riders each. So that's 40 riders times 4, put you at 16 times 160 riders per per ride through.
Which is pretty gnarly to think about, because if you think about it, when you ride that, if you've ever been on that attraction, you really feel those Gs. But astronauts and pilots train at about 8 Gs when they go into centrifuges at NASA. So that's nuts to think that they're, getting that they usually start off passing out by that many Gs, but
almost 4 times the amount you're going on Mission Space. And that sucker goes.
I've never gotten sick from the centrifuge part. To me, the less intense version and the more intense version are no different in nausea levels, because the part that used to make me sick is the screen. So the centrifuge part is the fun part for me. I could skip everything else in that attraction. Yeah. But that's just like, I spoke to somebody about this the other day. Simpsons or any of these motion simulator attractions, it's not the let me skip that, rephrase. The motion based attractions, it's, for me, I think about it this way. When I first started working at Universal, I rode Simpsons once before that, and I got so sick, I was done for the rest of the day. I didn't throw up, but I was done for the rest of the day. I didn't want to do anything else. But I loved the pre-show. I love the pre-show, and I love the hamster in the pre-show. So I continue.
In the pre-show for Simpsons ride, my favorite Easter egg in Universal Studios Florida.
Oh, that was my 3rd favorite. But anyway, I love the pre-show, and I love the hamster in the pre-show and stuff like that. So I continue to ride it.
Big. Yeah. It's such a good bit.
And then the hamster sucking on Maggie's binky. I thought that was hilarious, But anyway, and the grandpa's talking gibberish to the hamster. But anyway, I that pre-show is hilarious. I love it. So I kept riding it as I worked there, and the more and more I rode it, the less nauseous I became. So with these type of attractions, just like Mission Space, the more I rode it, the less nauseous I became. So I think a lot of that is muscle memory for your body. So the more you ride stuff like that, the more you're going to become accustomed to that motion-based ride system.
You mainly get adopted the motion sickness. I was molded by it, born in it.
Wow, you sound just like Tom Hardy and Sean Connery.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to
Wrong lever!
Oh my God! Welcome
that
to
was really
motion
loud.
sickness. That was loud. Sorry,
Yeah.
Brennan. All right, last few stories until next week. Here, we have the Horror Nights tent permits officially filed in Orange County, Florida.
So it appears that we're going to have 2 new locations for houses. If I'm not mistaken, 2, correct, Bill?
Correct. Yes, Dave.
Okay, so two new locations in houses for Horror Nights, which we haven't had a new house location since they did the Fast and the Furious house location a couple years ago. It appears that these attractions or these haunted house permit tents are going to be. If you attended the event last year and you went to Oddfellows Haunted House, or if you went to Bugs Eaten Alive the year before, you walk down the long walkway past where House of a Thousand Corpses used to be, behind Men in Black, and as you're walking toward the other Sprung tent, on your left side, there were trailers and stuff like that, right behind Men in Black. That's where these tents are going to be located, according to the permits filed in
If
Orange
you were
County.
standing in the Simpsons queue and headed directly north, those were their houses are located. They're also, if you want to have another visual or mental location, they're going to be the northeast property of Universal Orlando Resort, Universal Studios, Florida. You go into the northeast portion. If you come from Men in Black, and you go from Simpsons, and you do a crosshair to the northeast, you'll find it. If you went to Last of Us house last year, it's going to be right behind that, north of that house.
Which this really excites me. I'm hoping that we get tents that are like our 2 permanent Sprung tents that are there now. I hope they're not Hollywood-esque tents, the long tents that are set up.
They're not vertically tall. They're very short. They're about 8, 9, 10 feet tall instead of the normal 20 foot.
Yeah, the Sprung tents that we already have there located, they're synonymous with being some of the best houses I've ever been to at the event. I'm always excited to go through the Sprung tents.
They put what appeared to be a fully functional subway in there with Descendants of Destruction, which how? Because it was not that the subway was flush with the ground. It was not parallel to the ground. No, it was at an angle, and it looked like it was shooting into the goddamn sky.
And those Sprung tents are synonymous for having the best startle scares at the event.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's because of the standard, Dark as Steel last year. Just because it's such a dark place naturally, by it being outside and exposed to the elements, it is dark as can be, and it's not overcrowded with the light exposure, light pollution from a soundstage. Not to knock soundstages, because soundstages are still by far consistently the most decorated house. You have these ones, though. Dave, again, I want to remind you, we're not doing Horror Nights yet. I don't want to get too far into this.
Yeah, we'll come off of that. But for those that are interested, it looks like we have 2 new house locations for the upcoming year.
Right. Not to say we're going to have 12 houses. There's speculation rumors out there. It's not our position or job to talk on it. Though, keep in mind, we're probably going to have 10 houses for the 2024 Horror Nights 32.
And let me just say, the addition of houses is speculated every year, but it very rarely comes to fruition in all the years that I've been going.
One was during the VR year when we had the repository. Sorry, and that was 11th Health, and it clearly didn't take off because we don't have it still.
I will just say, for years with 8 houses, we were speculated to have 9. For years with 9 houses, we were speculated to have 10.
Then we had the 8 houses, then went back to 7, then went back to 8, went back to 9. Hey, it bounces around.
Don't let that speculation fool you. It's speculated every year. So if you're reading online, we're going to have more houses this year. wait till Universal announces it, because there's
Sorry.
there's speculation every year about more houses, and that's something we can talk about logistics in the future, but it's not very likely that they expand.
Oh, we're going to do a 20-part history of Horror Nights come October. It's all a bonus episode. But we can tell you why, how, who, what, all the pieces. They consider expanding the event every year. They consider including Owl's Adventure every year. And we go on from that. Though there's so much to consider. There's new tents trademarked. We can infer that there's going to be some, not only trademark, but their permits and all that. We can infer that they're going to remove something to make sure these tents equate to still 10 houses for the 2024 year and Horror Nights as we know it. Moving into the final pieces of Universal news, Universal also trademarked. This changes everything. Now, this is in relation to Universal's Epic Universe, and hey, I'm fully on board. This absolutely does. This changes everything. Universal's Epic Universe changes everything. This is the newest thing. This changes everything as we know as a theme park scape, not only here in Orlando, not only here in Central Florida, not only here in the East Coast, the West Coast, the entire broadened horizon of the global, not only Universal scope, but the theme park landscape as we know it. This is the brand new, newest theme park in the United States since California Adventure over at Disneyland West Coast. And this changes everything. New Universal trademark, you can expect to see this probably in the summertime when they start propagating tickets and vacation packages for Epic Universe. Dave and I, me, Bill, will be there grabbing those tickets to Universal's Grand Helios Hotel. This changes everything. Hey, great trademark. I'm going to say, they're not wrong. They're absolutely not wrong.
Yeah, that's a great trademark. I mean, it's
changes everything.
It does.
Whatever inflection or intonation I'll put on it. This changes everything. This changes everything. This changes everything. If you want to go old wrestler style.
I got one.
Yeah, we got.
This changes everything.
Shit, I'm still so fucking excited. I mean, you can conceptualize real quick as we're trying to close out some shit. We are within, I would say, 15 months of Universal's Epic Universe. 15 months. Because by the time this episode release, it'll be March. We're currently in March because we've gone over. We started in February 29th. It's now March 1st. 15 months. That gives you a year.
That's
and 3 months. Oh, wow. March, April, May. Wow. 3 months gives you May. A year from May. 2025 May. You and I's, at least my anticipated date of opening is May 2025.
You know what, Bill? You heard it here first, but this is going to change everything.
This changes everything. All right. Well, trademark's there, friends. Just wait for it. We're going to be seeing it. We already know that the Universal Legacy store is closed at City Walk. That is anticipated to be something.
Much better than the we'll see in the fog trademark.
No. Never Go Alone is by far the worst one because we used it twice in a row now.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, closing out Universal. Universal has raised its prices on its lockers. If you're unfamiliar, Universal, as like most theme parks, utilizes lockers at their theme park. For the attractions that require a locker, such as the Incredible Hulk Coaster, Revenge of the Mummy, Rip Ride Rocket, Velocicoaster, Hagrid's, those coasters that have very limited capacity and also seating, and you cannot bring it on with you, they give you free lockers for the duration of your ride. Now, for the lockers you want to use outside the park, they increase it by $1. You may not say, hey, wow, whole another $1. That's not a whole lot. You're renting space at a theme park where your car is not that much further from you in the parking garage where you have unlimited space for free because you already paid $35 to park at the dang thing. But if you want to use the lockers in the parks, day of, you're looking at about $20, $25, $30 depending on the size because you have small and large lockers. I just want to throw it in there. Let you know, hey, they're bumping up still another $1. And need I remind you, Universal is owned by NBC. NBC Universal is owned by Comcast, a company that has a higher valuation than Disney. Who are you doing a great job for? Come on.
Never gonna get cheaper. That's
no, is that not? No, and this was almost a wall of fame. This was also almost a wall of shame contribution here, Dave. I hope they grandfather me in to the annual pass holder pass when Epic Universe opens. That was almost a fucking shame audition. They hope they are grandfathered in to a pass that doesn't exist. Shut up. There's
somebody said they hope they're grandfathered in to Epic.
Yeah.
On their annual pass.
Yeah, there are pass that exists that will continue by the time Epic opens. So they have a pass they have a pass that renews in November 2024. They say, "Oh, I hope they grandfather me into including Epic because my pass expires in 2024 November."
Let's think smart here, okay? First of all, when Volcano Bay opened, they let you purchase annual passes to go along with that, but it was an upgrade. Yeah. Second of all, if you have any inkling in your mind, this is my suspicion that Epic Universe is going to open with an annual pass available, then you are dumb.
No. We have not had a park open on the East Coast since the 90s, and we have not had a park open in the country since the 2000s with California Adventure. We already talked about this. Why would you get grandfathered in?
And why would you, as the park, as the business, why would you even open with an annual pass when you could sell out the park to daytime tickets?
Right, like Dave and I.
Why would you even offer an annual pass? Why would you even offer?
Because Dave and I are going to buy the vacation package where we get the vacation hotel with our tickets and we get to give you all the content.
We're going to stay in the new hotel when it opens.
We're not getting it for free. I guarantee you right now. We're not getting it for free. We're going to pay out of our own pocket for you. Well, and mostly for us, but you get to experience it through us.
I will tell you right now, and say down the road we did get into we got them for free for something, we're not going to review it off a free trip.
No, same projection, same content. Critical.
We will say how okay, yeah, it was nice, this and that. We're not going to give a full review of something we got for free. We're going to give a review of something we paid for and we spent our hard-earned money on, just like we were the average consumer like you guys. We're not going to review something we got for free. We will enjoy it. We'll post about it. We'll take pictures. We'll show video, but we're not going to review something that we got for free because that feels like an injustice to the listener because there's too many people out there that get stuff for free and they feel like they have to tell you it's great. We will not do that. We will report on it. We will tell you how good it was. And I'll guarantee you right now, we're not getting in for free to Epic Universe, but we're going to be there for the opening and we're going to be staying at the Grand Helios Hotel and we're paying for it. So we're going to review it. But if we're getting it for free to something, we're not going to review it. We're not going to feel like we have to say it's good because we got in for free.
Mouth of the people, voice of the human. We are what you want. I'm here for you. Let us expose you in the most appropriate way. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear? What do you want to know? We have to be interactive and collaborate. parktalkradio@gmail.com, voicemail text 407-490-2220. Great segue, Dave. We got some closing stuff, and then that's gonna be today's show. We're gonna save some interesting articles and news stories for next week's show before I come see you. But I think we're gonna jump into some more Easter eggs for today's episode.
I had about 300 viewers message me personally and say that this was their favorite segment last week, so we're going to do it again.
So
we're going to go with last week. We didn't intend to, but all of our Easter eggs took place at IOA except for our
nope, already wrong. Universal Studios.
At Universal Studios. Except for my honorary mention, which took place in City Walk. So this week we're going to do our top 3 Easter eggs that take place at Islands of Adventure.
Yep, located in Central Florida, next door to Universal Studios. Well, Universal's Island Adventure opening up in what year, Dave?
1999.
1999.
A lot of people want to say 2000, but it's not 2000. That was Y2K, not IOA.
And I always get confused with myself getting confused with Animal Kingdom, which was 1998.
1998, May 6th of 1998. Check me right now. May 6th of 98.
Adventure? I know.
No. May 6th of 98 for Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom was.
Oh wait. April 26th. April 26th.
All right. April 26th was Earth Day. I already know that.
Yeah, but it was April 26th. Sorry.
Ooh,
shit.
April 22nd. 19.
Oh fuck. I was close enough, right?
On Earth Day.
It was long ago. All right, so I'm gonna go with another honorable mention.
Hold on. Let me say, don't say my same like you did last time, where I got to do the same goddamn bit. Because
no, that was for our third one that we had the same one.
Oh no, it was Doc Brown was the first one together.
Yeah, it was the third one. My honorable mention was the Jimmy Buffett one.
All right.
But I've got an honorable mention, and this might be the same one as one of yours. This might be the same one as one of yours. It's a defunct attraction. Okay. You might have guessed this might have been the one that you may have guessed that would have been mine. Dueling Dragons opened up at Universal Islands of Adventure in 99 with park opening in Lost Continent. Years ago, Imagineers for Disney that were working on Beastly Kingdom, which was an expansion of Animal Kingdom. They were designing attractions for Disney. When Beastly Kingdom went away, they came over and worked for the Universal. They brought over with them the attraction called Dueling Dragons.
Let me interject real quick again. As a reminder, Beastly Kingdom is still visible to this day at the Animal Kingdom marquee, which is the little logo atop. You see the dragon? That is the Beastly Kingdom interaction of that. Or implementation, rather.
Correct. Which would now be Pandora.
Yes.
Or Camp Mini Mickey.
Yes.
But that was a planned land.
That's important to notate.
That was a planned land.
Less than theme park listeners, huh?
So Beastly Kingdom was supposed to be a place in Animal Kingdom where Pandora is now. What happened was that that area got cut due to budget constraints, and the Imagineers left Disney and came over to Universal. Well, they worked on Dueling Dragons. So on the Dueling Dragon roller coaster, on the shoulder of the dragons, there would be hidden Mickeys located on the shoulder of I believe it was the Fire Dragon. Ice.
Ice.
It was the Ice Dragon that the hidden Mickey was located on. Okay, but that was my honorary mention. So why don't you go ahead with your third, and we'll go from there.
So if you walk outside of Diagon Alley and you look to your...
You'll wait a second. It's not Islands. That's not Islands of Adventure.
Shit.
Sorry,
I got confused. So if you go into the Simpsons queue and look up and see Doc Brown at
my god,
sorry, I'm confused on what Islands of Adventure is.
Do you realize your partner sent me a text message of a picture of that leg and said, "Oh, Dave, look, I bet you didn't know this."
Oh. Check episode 4, friends. All right, so first actual Easter egg, one of my favorites. I'm going to go in, for me, most known to least known. I'm going to start with the Stan Lee Easter egg that's available in Spider-Man the Ride and Super Marvel Superhero Island. If you go on Spider-Man the Ride, you can go in there and you'll see multiple Stan Lee mentions. Not only 3 times in the ride as the dump truck driver for trash outside the Cineplex, and then at the finale, right, Dave? What's the last one? He takes a photo now for you, right?
He's standing there when you get your photo taken by Peter
Parker. He's standing with you when you take your photo. So inside the ride, there's 3 of them. But there's actually a 4th one that's inside the queue at one of the old, crazy late 90s, early 2000s computers. There's a Stan Lee memorial there. And when he passed, unfortunately passed, there was a bunch of flowers and roses. Though to this day, his obituary, a little memorial momentum exists inside the queue of Spider-Man the Ride.
I do like that one. That is a good one.
Yeah, you know that one, though. You talk like you don't know that one.
No, but I'm saying it's a good one. My number 3 is going to be the Zax bypass.
That's a super good one.
If you go to Seuss Landing, and as soon as you enter Seuss Landing, you've got green eggs and ham, and If I Ran the Zoo on your left. If you take that, what people call a shortcut, which goes behind the carousel, you'll come across 2 yellow figures with mohawk-looking hair. They are called the Zax. They are stood face to face in a little plant potter, and they have their arms crossed, and they refuse to move. And there are footprints, all through Seuss Landing of their footprint. So how it goes is in Seussian lore, the Zax were there before all of Seuss. They walked and walked and walked everywhere, just in blank space. Well, one day they came face to face, and for all of eternity, they refused to move out of each other's way. So they stood face to face for eons and eons, and the whole Seuss lore was built around them. The Who's, the Grinch, the Cat in the Hat, and they stood there forever and ever because they refused to move out of each other's way. So when they built Seuss Landing, they built the Zax first to go along with Seussian lore, and then built the whole land around them.
And it's one of the first points they built for Islands of Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 for me is the 1 fish, 2 fish spray in Seuss Landing. And it's not what you may be thinking. It's actually over outside the exit of Cat in the Hat ride. If you go to the right of that, and so the first thing, once you enter Seuss Landing on your right, if you throw a coin into any of the exposed fish, they actually spray you with water.
McGillicuddy's Pond.
McGillicuddy's Pond. I knew you'd know it.
Yep.
An excellent little diversion. Is one of my favorite things as a kid when we come visit before we were full-time residents. Throw a little coin into the fish's mouth and you get sprayed. A free little water adventure. Don't have to wait in the line. What
that's great. There's a lot of good ones in Seuss. I don't have any more from Seuss, but there's a lot of good ones in Seuss. So my number 2, if you move along to Jurassic Park, which is very neat. If you go into Jurassic Park, if you look where the plants are, you'll see wood chips. You don't see any grass. There's no grass in Jurassic Park because they wanted to keep the theme up with the Jurassic era. And in the Jurassic era, you would not find grass like we know it today. So they did not put any grass in Jurassic Park. The only place you can find grass in the Jurassic Park land is in the service animal bathroom area. Otherwise, there's no grass front stage of Jurassic Park because they wanted it to be like the Jurassic era. So that's my number 2.
All right. Well, then my number 1, available only.
Did you do your number 2? Oh yeah, you did. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It is Stanley
the
fish spray.
No, you're good. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Go. All right, go number 1. Go.
In a very defunct land of Islands of Adventure, you're going to wander over to Lost Continent. And one of the last thing that's actually standing, because everything's closed, Sinbad, Dueling Dragons, and Poseidon's Fury, the only thing still standing that's actually the exemplary piece of Lost Continent is Mythos. We're still Lost Continent. Mythos is still with the Greek mythology. If you look at Mythos, the entryway, and to your left, and then you look up, you'll see a figure looking down into the water. You'll see the Greek god Narcissus. And as we know, Narcissus leads our nomenclature of English terminology to narcissist.
Narcissist.
Yes, narcissist. Narcissus up there is looking down. And if you look down into the water, you'll see an exact replica in stone, actually molded and crafted, of Narcissus looking back up into the same figure. It's not a reflection, folks. It's an actual stone carving. So a one-to-one figure looking up and looking down into themselves. And Narcissus is living their existence right then and there. And it's my favorite piece of Easter eggs there for Islands of Adventure.
So
the Greek
Bill,
god is seeing himself and looking down upon himself.
As someone who knows almost every Easter egg in the parks due to being a former employee and being a huge fan, I had no idea about that one, and I would love for you to show me next time we go.
Oh, absolutely. And as we've been showing you some Easter eggs and stuff on the group and the page and throughout our socials, please, again, let us know if you want to see any Easter eggs. We love to share them with you. I'm going to show Dave this one next time. It's just like my partner showed Dave again the Jaws Easter egg of the one-legged figure in the ladies' restroom. Again, you can see it from the outside. You don't have to go in there. We're not doing anything nasty. You can take a photo with the one-legged figure from outside, and my partner took a photo of it for
real quick. You can give me a yes or no. Did she know that before I said that on the podcast?
Oh, yeah. She knew.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So my number one is one of my favorite IOA Easter eggs. And that is the Incredible Hulk coaster. When you go through Islands of Adventure, you can hear that coaster throughout the entirety of the theme park. At least you could before they refurbed it. You could hear the coaster all through that theme park. And when they built the Incredible Hulk roller coaster, they wanted to sound like the Hulk was yelling the whole time that coaster was going. So what they did is when they built that attraction, they did not put any sand in the foundation where the struts went. So now it echoes very loudly when that coaster is going throughout the tracks because they wanted it to sound like the Hulk was roaring the whole time. So they left the sand out of the foundation. So it would be a lot louder. A lot of times coasters will put sand in the foundation to kind of quell the noise. They did not do that with the Hulk because they wanted the sound. And that is my number one.
Oh, so I'm gonna give you one more super one because I just remembered it. So I did take a comped VIP tour back in the day, and they took us by the Hulk coaster, and they said, if we put a bowling ball into the Hulk coaster launch sequence, which if you're unfamiliar, the launch sequence is, I don't know the number of feet, maybe Dave knows. If you put a bowling bar and it's just a bunch of wheels, because it's not magnetic launch. This is an old school launch where your wheels are launching the physical coaster. If you put the bowling ball in that and you shot it, it would reach the ocean. Now, I was just looking up which ocean would it reach, though nonetheless, if Orlando, Florida, Universal Studios, Florida, Orlando, is the center of the state. So if it's Atlantic Pacific, be it the Gulf of Mexico, whatever, it's still the center of the goddamn state. So for it to launch that far is nothing short of a freaking miracle for humanity. And that was back in 1998, right, Dave, when IOA opened?
IOA opened in 99.
99, yeah, 1999. 98 was Animal Kingdom. 1998, we are launching a bowling ball into a world-propelled system, and that's what's propelling your Hulk coaster to this day in 2024. That's one of my favorite Easter eggs, and I'm sorry I forgot it. That was such a good one.
I totally forgot about that.
Next time I see you, Dale, I'll show you the Narcissus fountain statue in there. That's one of my favorites. That's such a good one to show you.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going.
Do you have a bowling ball, or do I need to bring my own?
You got to bring your own, friend.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. The wall. Oh, friend.
Don't do that anymore. We got a brand new, fresh, AI-generated song.
Okay, cool.
And here it is.
All right, so if you want to leave a wall of shame, call 407-490-2220. If you see something on Facebook that just pisses you off when people post on their wall, go ahead and leave it for us so we can talk about it too. We'd love to hear it. If you want to...
Social, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, Reddit, whatever you see, Discord, we want to talk about your shame that you witness.
And if you want to do it anonymously, that's fine too. You can also text us your wall of shame along with any questions. We'd be happy to answer them. But go ahead and leave us one. So my wall of shame for tonight is... I see this almost every day posted on the pass holder pages.
Yep.
When someone shows up to the parks and they get prime parking, they leave their flashers on. So people will go through the parking garage and they'll see somebody that has left their flashers on or left their vehicle running, and they'll post on the pass holder page, "Hey, you left your vehicle running." Let me break this down for you. There are over 40,000 people at least a day, probably closer to 45, 50,000 people a day that attend IOA and Universal together. I know there's usually around 22,000 per each park that attend these parks. Not most everybody that parks in the parking garage, especially in Prime, is not going to be a pass holder. Just because you post in the pass holder page, "Oh, your flashers are on. Oh, you left your car on," they're probably not even a pass holder, because I'm assuming a pass holder knows to turn off their car because they go so much. Most of the people that are leaving their car running or leaving their flashers on are not pass holders. Everybody posts like everybody in the world is in the pass holder group, and it pisses me off. And also, another shame I have to go with is that in one of those posts, a gentleman got on there and said, "You really shouldn't be posting people's tags on the internet. Something could happen." Well, first of all, it was a rental vehicle that they took a picture of. So how are you going to track any information from that? Second of all, I go on the highway every day and see people's tags. It's public information. Who cares if they take a picture of somebody's vehicle and post it on the internet with their tag exposed? Not a big deal, but you shouldn't be posting that because, one, likely they aren't a pass holder, and two, no one else gives a shit. So that's my gripe for today. I cannot stand those posts. I 100% doubt maybe one time in the years of people posting, "Oh, your vehicle's still on. Oh, your flasher's still on," has somebody been like,
Has
"Oh,
actually
wow,
made a difference.
Yeah, no, never. Maybe once and millions of posts.
Well,
but there's a post like that every day.
Multiple times a day. You're being conservative.
Yeah.
I as a individual who has utilized not only valet but premier parking, preferred parking, I've never forgotten to turn off my shit because it's clicking incessantly as I'm sitting there. And I have to look at this dumb piece of paper on my windshield, which I know is going to get ruined. How are people forgetting this?
Well, we do have a huge foreign community that comes to the United States to go to these parks.
Oh, no, we're not blaming the French at all. Everyone else but the French.
Oh, no.
French
we
are
love
fine.
the French. We love the French. It's those Bahrain people.
Yeah, the Bahrain are really doing a number on us right now.
No, it's people are excited to get into the parks. They leave their rental car flashers on. They, you get there, you park, you run out of your car, you get in the parks as quick as you can. But I'm highly doubting most of those people are pass holders checking.
Then you jump into people, "Hey, you left your flashers on," and they post the freaking picture on the page. Like, who's looking at this right now? It's on your vacation.
You know how many times I've checked a pass?
I got a gripe still.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know you check other things. My gripe, I'm actually going to save it. I'm going to save it for next show because it's very Disney oriented, and I'm going to save it for next show. So you close this out tonight, Dave, and then that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, damn. Sorry I took so long. I just get pissed off about people.
You're fine. No. I'm going to save it because it's Disney oriented, and my wall of shame is actually going to be very long next time. We already gone long tonight. Long wall of shame next week.
Sounds good. Give something people look forward to.
That's right.
And that leaves us to the end of our episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to contact us or connect with us, you can contact 407-490-2220. That's either voicemail or text message. You can also find us on all your favorite socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I'll tell you what, the people who run those sites do a great job, and it's not just us. So tune into them. Even if you don't want to connect with us on the phone, tune into those sites because there's some great stuff that gets posted on there. We come back every week with a new episode most of the time, so make sure you join in and listen to us. But we enjoyed having you here, and I'm going to leave it back to Bill because I'm too drunk to finish this clip.
Oh, God, don't say that, Dave. Again, thank you all so much. It really means a personal piece to myself, Dave, and Brennan, our producer, editor. She takes care of all of our editing pieces as well as a lot of our social media. I give a lot of input into it. You know, Dave provides some photos, though Brennan's really kicking it. So if you don't mind following her and giving her some love, we'd appreciate it fully and utmostly. So that's going to be it for tonight. Sorry it's been another long show. Not our intention, but hey, the news doesn't stop in the theme park realm, and we got a lot to talk about every single week. May not be always the most relevant, but hey, we got stuff here for you. So thank you so much. We appreciate your engagement, your collaboration, and your talking points. Again, Park Talk Radio on everything you follow: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, YouTube, Twitch. Join the page, like the group. Oh my God. Like the page, join the group. Page Park Talk Radio. And otherwise, we'll see you in the park. Again, I'll be there on Sunday, this Sunday, March 3rd. The episode will be episode later. But hey, eventually, Dave, you're going to have t-shirts for us, right?
Yeah, we're going to do t-shirts, and we're going to have a Patreon. But the t-shirts, they're going to be awesome. They're going to be dry fit. They're going to be super comfy. You should have let me finish closing out because it sounded like the Cat in the Hat with scabies got your tongue.
Oh
but yeah, we're going to have t-shirts. It's going to be great. And that's how you're going to be able to connect with us in the park. We see your shirt. We're going to buy you a drink.
I ran out of breath, Dave. I'm sorry. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Be sure to share, like, and enjoy. If you don't like us, hey, we also like your criticism and your feedback. Nonetheless, collaborate and say what you have to say. Goodbye, bye-bye, sweet dreams, and we'll see you in the park.